As a loving and responsible cat owner, you always want what's best for your pet. And in day-to-day life, that's certainly the objective. However, there will be times where you find yourself on the wrong end of the scale when it comes to your pet's emotions and how they feel about your actions. Whether we are talking about a change in the daily routine, a change in the living environment, a change in mealtime, or even an accidental move that causes some form of physical pain, unfortunately, there are endless numbers of things that can lead to your cat feeling rather uneasy and upset. In today's material, we'll talk about righting the wrong and the various ways that you can apologize to your pet and get things back on the good foot once again. In this video, I'll talk about various steps you can take in the apology process, from your immediate actions after the fact. If a single action caused the suffering, I'll also talk about the power of your voice and how to speak to your pet. Then, I'll talk about the short-term aftermath over the course of the immediate hours that follow, and how your physical actions can play a large role in helping to win your cat's trust once again. Some mistakes and some actions that your cat could find unappealing, well, they can certainly be larger and more substantial than others, but making that apology in a way that your cat will understand, it's so very important. Interesting topic, and hopefully a helpful one for both new and seasoned cat owners. I've got you covered. Stay tuned. The idea of apologizing to your cat, or any animal for that matter, on the surface it could seem a bit strange. I mean, how exactly do you do it? In order to take the first step, it's important to understand the mind of a feline. You have to almost think like a cat in order to get the very most out of the apology. Comfort and security beyond food and water, that's what cats really want more than anything else. And your cat, they likely found it in you. As you apologize for whatever has taken place, you must first come from a place of love and affection. Give your cat a reason once again to trust you, a reason once again to let that guard down and once again feel comfortable around you in your presence, especially if what has made them emotionally uneasy has led them to shy away from you and act distant and even scared and perhaps aggressive. Correcting the wrong, if it can be done, it's essential to do it. Depending on the circumstances, missed meal time, for example, that can be easily resolved. The apology in this form will come in the form of food itself. Correcting an error, correcting a mistake, in many ways, this is the easiest part of apologizing to your cat. If your pet is upset that you didn't do something, make it right simply by doing it. That part is easy enough. However, if it's something deeper than that, your voice and the way you physically approach the situation, how you approach your cat, that becomes so very important. It's vital to carry yourself in a non-threatening manner and display the voice tone that your cat has come to expect during, let's say, cuddle time, during times of warmth, during times of comfort. In truth, it's not really about apologizing like you would to another person. It's all about getting back in your cat's good graces and making them feel safe again around you. Your goal here is to be reassuring and give your cat that peace that they will long for following something that was quite negative and emotionally jarring and rather conflicting. In all of this, especially if your cat becomes aggressive based on the actions that originally set this whole thing in motion, it's paramount that you never respond in a similar fashion. For example, if your cat scratches you during a petting session and you yell out and your cat becomes scared, you never want to verbally scold your cat for what they've done. They're already on edge after you yelled out of surprise from the discomfort of it all. Attempting to meet fire with fire, that will only make this entire process that more complicated. Whatever has happened, address your pet with a soft voice. Let them make the move, let them approach you. Keep a respectful distance, respectful of your cat's personal space, while also letting them know that it's safe to approach, safe for them to approach you. Let them make the move, once you've given them the green light, that it's okay. Food, primarily in this case, snack treats. When it comes to apologizing, cats certainly recognize an olive branch when they see one. If your cat approaches you after you've engaged them with a soft voice of security, offer up some treats. You'll likely be amazed at how your cat will respond to this gesture. Not only will your cat likely forgive, they could begin to behave like nothing ever happened, which is certainly the goal. Once again, while this topic is not broad brush, the reason behind the apology certainly is. So much of how your cat will respond will depend on what exactly happened, the bond that you share with your pet, how long you've had your cat, the age of your pet. There are so many factors that will make your situation uniquely yours. On a personal note, whenever I think about righting the wrong to a pet or apologizing, I think about stepping on an animal's tail. I primarily think of my younger days when I had dogs, but the general point still very much applies. Now, you certainly never mean to step on an animal's tail, but if an animal loves you, likes to be next to you, and crowds you a bit, it will inevitably happen. Now, you know your intentions, or in that moment you knew your intentions. Certainly you didn't mean to step on your pet, but your pet, what do they think? Your cat. They just know that you did something that hurt. This is where your immediate body language, after the fact, the tone of your voice, that will make all the difference in the world. The second you realize that you've done something wrong, it's wise to get it right ASAP. Make it right as soon as possible. I spoke earlier about fighting fire with fire. In that setting, that would certainly not be the time to scold your pet and rave about how they shouldn't have been standing so close, that blaming it on them that you stepped on their tail. In the big picture, and this is what I've always taken from a topic of this nature, you apologize to a pet in many ways the way you would a small child when it comes to your actual approach. Calm body language, tender voice, and it's your job to be the peacemaker. In the same way that you would naturally value the love and trust of a child, you must also make the apology to your pet have the same meaning. Only in this case, how you physically carry yourself and the tone of your voice will obviously mean far more than the actual words you are speaking. And hey, I get it. It's easy to watch this video and think, wow, this guy's making a huge deal about nothing. You're at fault. You do something wrong. You give your pet a quick pat on the head and all is right with the world from start to finish. No more than 30 seconds should be spent on any of this, right? My response? Well, true. On the surface, you are probably 100% correct, but it can be deeper than that for many people. So much likely depends on how much time and effort has been spent fostering this relationship, and quite frankly, how much your cat really means to you. How much having your cat in the home around you, how much does it all really mean as a pet owner? We all know that it's vital to make sure that your cat is loved and has all the essentials, but what happens after that? It can vary from person to person. For some, a pet is like family, appearing on the annual Christmas card. In that case, the thought of hurting a pet, wronging a pet, accidentally making a cat upset, that could be crushing to the owner. And that owner will naturally want to spend as much time as needed to make things right, to make this apology count, make everything positive moving forward. To close things out for this video, apologizing to your cat really all boils down to the fact that whatever has taken place, the message that you're attempting to send, that it's sort of a one-off, that who you are, the person that your cat has known you to be, they're still right there. You are still you. And while it can be easy to think, why would a cat think that? Why would they think you've changed it all just because something negative happened? It's important to know that pets simply don't process information the way that we do. This is why cats can often have some rather incredible reactions to what we could consider to be basic changes in the home, in the environment. For all of their independence, cats are very sensitive animals. This is yet another reason why making things right and giving your cat that reassurance is key. Your pet wants stability, and they need it from you. Cats are always curious, but the very last thing that they need to be curious about is where they stand with you in terms of the relationship. Anxious and stressed cats. It's not pleasant. If you know that you've done something wrong, address your pet with a peaceful voice tone and positive body language. Make it right before your cat takes it wrong. And to the audience of Senior Cat Wellness, during your ownership journey, have you ever found yourself attempting to make it right? What amounts to a quick fix? Was that the route you tried to take? A loving apology and everything was solved in moments? Or was it something a bit serious and your cat gave you the cold shoulder, let's call it, for many hours, for possibly even days? Your thoughts on this topic and your personal stories, that comment section as always, it's all yours. And if you enjoyed this content, please give the video a like and subscribe to the channel. I'd love to have you as a member of the Senior Cat Wellness family. And until next time, thank you so very much for watching, and I will talk to you later.